it's really hard to come back after you, Molly. So now I have to think of my voice, of if I'm, opening up. If it's okay. So maybe you can coach me while I'm here. Just think that my voice would be, stable enough, and you'll understand me. And my Israeli accent won't be too there, but I'm always faking it with an American accent as well, so you can feel in between. So while I was sitting, I was actually digesting the lecture, or what I was supposed to say, because I had a different plan of explaining to you what I do and what the company does. But while I was sitting here, I just thought, you know what, you should hear about my journey, because I think that's the most inspiring bit, and will probably, be the most real, and rather than. Oops. We can start with that after that. So about my journey. I think 5 or 6 years ago, I started to work for a company called the Box in Israel. A very creative agency, out-of-the-box ideas. We did a lot of noise in Israel. They loved us and they hated us. We created an animation series that laughed about all the celebrities. We did a couple of annoying things on the media as well, but through that and through creating, our voice and noise, people got to know us much better. Through working with the Box, we started working with Keshet, which is the Israeli biggest broadcaster, and we started tapping into their digital department, doing innovative and creative stuff around the brand, or the biggest brand in Keshet. If it was MasterChef, the biggest cooking show, we created a cooking application for them, or if it was a singing competition, we created the next big digital asset for that. We did that for a couple of years, and actually time flies, and my husband, which is actually here, he wanted to move to London. And I said, how can we move to London? Look what I'm doing right now. It's like, I like it. I don't want to move to a new city. And he said, but I have my ambitions as well. I'm an architect, and stuff are happening in London for me, and could, be for both of us. And I was completely not engaged in that sense. I didn't want to move at all to London. And from my perspective, I love my family, friends in Israel. Everything was working for us. We had an amazing apartment in Tel Aviv, and I just said, I think we can stay here. But eventually, we got married. So as we got married and went to Thailand, and in the honeymoon, he got the exception to the AA, the Architecture Association. He's like, I got it. And I'm like, okay, we're moving, and we moved to London. And the first year, I have to say, was very challenging for me. I was working in one company, doing more of marketing, and that was like one direction that I felt engaged, but not necessarily engaged. After a couple of months, actually, I started working with a corporate finance, bringing new startups to London and introducing them to VC funds, angel investors, and actually helping them create funding, more of your business. And I did that for a while, bringing the startups on board, showing them to a couple of gray hairs, and telling them how amazing the technology is. And after doing that for a while, it was very clear to me that I don't want to come and be on the side of the just the connector. I think that what I did in Israel and what we did in Israel should come to London and should come to the world. Meanwhile, obviously, the guys in the Box were developing with Keshet, and great things were happening there anyway. And Eli, the founder of the Box, and I was starting to think of the idea together of bringing that venture outside of Israel. And through different people, this really became a bigger proposition. And today, the company, which is called Screenz, is a JV between Keshet and the Box. We build digital assets to different broadcasters and production companies. we started the venture by educating different producers and different broadcasters of how to capitalize on their brands and build applications and digital extensions to their TV shows. And from that, we started creating more and more 360 types of shows, which is the new generation of how we see TV. We don't think that TV will stay the same as we all see it anymore. We think that TV would be much more of a two-way conversation where the audience will detect or will decide what's going to be next. Obviously, people are not watching linear TV as they used to. They do it while they're, with their mobile, laptops, iPads. There's so many disruptors anyway. So we take the approach of educating broadcast to that direction. So yeah, Rising Star is a format that actually was created from the combination of Keshet, thinking of that 360 element. The format was set in Israel in September, and by October we've been in the international market, starting selling it. At the point now where in April, the format has been sold to 26 countries, and in 2 weeks' time we're going to be in Brazil, in the leading channel there, global, with potential viewers of 200 million, setting out our format and our technology to this Brazilian market. And hopefully by June we're in ABC in the United States. So busy times for us, and I'm glad that I took my ambition and my specific belief in what we did in Israel and brought it to what I do in London. And yeah, hopefully it will inspire others. Thank you. My question, I just think that you should really ask yourself, what do you love to do, what you're passionate about, and ask yourself how you can do it every day.